Welcome back to the Why So Serious podcast. Brandon and Mike are back for another episode this week. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify now. Tune in anywhere you get your podcast app. Leave us a 5-star review. It really helps us out a lot. And also share with your friends and give us some feedback on Twitter, email, Facebook, our Facebook fan page. Just help us out. Show us some love. Tell us what we need to do better. If you want to hear anything, let us know as well. But Mike, welcome back. It's been a while. Anything nerdy happened to you in the last week?
I got to watch you play with an Oculus Rift for the first time, which was, I think, pretty nerdy and entertaining.
Oculus Rift is the best shit ever.
Yeah, we were having some fun in there. That was cool. Deadpool 2 has been getting a lot of success. I still haven't seen it yet. I heard it passed opening weekend for Avengers Infinity War, which kind of makes me sad because I was hoping it would, just sweep.
No. It didn't. It passed Avengers Infinity War this week. So it beat Avengers Infinity War this week.
Oh, that's stupid. It's been like a month out already.
Yes, that's what happened. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I find it highly unlikely that it had a higher opening weekend than Avengers Infinity War.
No, Avengers Infinity War did almost $600 million. This did $300 million.
Do you think it's gonna beat Avatar?
No. But it's gonna be the highest grossing rated R movie ever.
Rated R? Oh, Deadpool.
Yes.
No, I mean, do you think Infinity War is gonna beat
what's
it called?
I
Avatar.
think Deadpool coming out hurts Infinity War a little bit because some people will still be going to see Infinity War or going back a second or third time to see it, and now they're going to see Deadpool, and then this week they're gonna go see Solo, and then so I think that's gonna hurt it a little bit, but I think it's still gonna be ridiculous. So I don't think it's gonna be Avatar though. No,
I want it to beat Avatar.
It would have if these other movies weren't coming out. But, I see Solo. I can't wait to see that. It's going to be great. I've heard good things about it.
See, it looked dumb at first, but now I'm, super into it.
Yeah, most of the reviews have been really good, except for, the people who hate all the new Star Wars movies. And, I don't really count their opinions.
See our Last Jedi review for detail.
There's more of that going out there that they're mad at all, whatever. It's stupid. So we'll talk about that. We'll probably next week when we do our Solo review, we'll probably have some salty dude bros over the Solo too as well. So, all right. So let's. Have you been reading anything the last week?
I already caught up on most of my books. I did see that the wedding between Batman and Catwoman isn't going to be till July 4, which means the 4 or 5 issues we're going to have between now and then there's a lot, and I'm curious to see what happens there. I'm catching up on Detective Comics Flash and not Flash. I'm sorry, Aquaman.
Flash is great.
I got hooked on Aquaman when we were going to do that episode.
Flash is really good. They're doing Flash War, so I can't wait for that.
Catwoman's getting a standalone comic book coming out soon, and I'm going to buy it. Tom King just tweeted a picture of her new costume today, which looked cool. I don't know if you saw it, Brandon, but it looked pretty dope. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think what else. What have I been reading?
I started reading Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from Boom Studios, and it's actually really good, really good. So I'm kind of hooked on that. I'm catching up on that. It's 27 issues in. I probably read 12 issues the other night. It's just really good. What else? Oh, I started rereading Wicked and Divine because I want to do a podcast on that, and is about to get a TV show. And that fucking book is amazing as well. Kieran Gillian is the best though. He did Darth Vader, he did Uber, Wicked and Divine. He's one of the best writers they have out there. That's about
You know what I got? I picked up I forgot to mention this last time too. When I went and picked up my recent batch, I picked up Thrawn, the comic, and I started reading it.
What is that?
It's So Brandon hasn't watched Rebels yet, but Thrawn is the main antagonist, and he was introduced in Rebels. And I watched that whole show in like 2-3 weeks maybe. And Thrawn is the main antagonist, and he got his own comic series as well as like Vader and Poe. You know, all the big Star Wars characters got their own miniseries. So Thrawn is an ongoing miniseries that they're putting out, and I picked up the first few books of it, and so far it's pretty good. Thrawn is like, without spoiling anything from Rebels, Thrawn is like when this doesn't spoil anything, Brandon, because I know you're going to watch it at some point. Basically, like the rebels are causing this. Like the show is sort of like the origin story of the Galactic Rebellion, and so like when things start to like unravel and the Empire finally is like starting to just lose their grip, they call in Tarkin, and Tarkin's like, all right, I'm gonna send in our best strategist to deal with this, and he calls in Thrawn, and Thrawn's this like ridiculously strategic, like always calm, like he's the kind of guy that was standing there like, sir, should we pursue the rebels? And Thrawn's like, no, I just want to like let them. They deserve this. They outperformed us. They deserve this. Let's watch. Let's keep watching. And he's like this really calm, like really creepy, like blue. He's the blue guy. I'm sure you've seen pictures of him, Brandon, but he is like this super genius strategist who's like never, like always 3 steps ahead of the rebels. And I wanted to read the comic. And I don't want to say why I wanted to read it because you haven't seen it yet. Because there's something that I watched in Rebels that made me want to get the comic. And when I didn't even know he had one until I saw it in the store. But I was like hoping to get more information about something that happened in the show by reading the comic. And I haven't finished it like the whole series yet. But it's really good. I think you'd like it, Brandon, because it's not your traditional like Jedi with lightsabers fighting the Sith. It's all strategy and stuff. Like Thrawn is very like calculating, like. He always is letting like the rebels like if he is impressed by the rebels' strategy, he's like, no, let them get away. They deserve it. You know, like we'll outperform them next time.
I'll get to Rebels. Before we get into the news, I would love to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season finale, Flash season finale tonight, Westworld, but Mike is not all caught up yet, so he got some work to do this week.
I'll be caught up by the next news episode we do. Don't you worry. On all of them. I did see. I caught up on Arrow. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I watched Arrow.
We lost. Spoilers. My boy Paul Blackthorne did make it. Everyone knows Oliver Queen is,
Well, Paul Blackthorne is getting another TV show, so he had to go.
Wait, he is? What's he doing?
Yeah, he's got a TV show. I forget where it is, but it got picked up, so that's why he's gone. That's probably one of the reasons why he's gone.
You know he was in Battlefront 2, the new one?
Yes, you told me this a million times. But you can't tell it's him because it's not his American Brooklyn whatever accent that he tries to do.
I didn't know it was him until he posted about it on Facebook.
Yeah. All right, let's get to this news. So Mike wasn't on last night's episode.
Fuck the Alfred show. I already know you're gonna ask me. Screw the Alfred show.
No, we're not gonna bring up the Alfred show. But we got into an argument because Mike didn't know this, but apparently Danielle likes Gotham. So we didn't know this, and we made fun of her about this. And so then I happened to see this article that says the 10 craziest things that happened on Gotham this season. All right. You ready for this, Mike?
I know. I read what happened to Jerome.
Wait. The 10 craziest things. Are you ready?
All right, go ahead.
Number 1, Jim Gordon enlists the mafia to end Penguin's reign of peace.
Dumb, but okay.
Read it. Watch. First of all, okay.
That is like the polar opposite of Commissioner Gordon's character.
Normally I would say, to be fair to Gotham, I haven't watched till season 2. However, I'm pretty sure these are going to sound ridiculous, regardless of context or not.
I watched more than you. I actually watched every season up until this current one. Like I've seen most of it, and I tried to make it work because everyone knows I love Batman, but I am like, stop.
So apparently Gordon went to Carmine Falcone and his daughter Sophia to ask for their help in defeating Penguin. So there's that. 2, Poison Ivy drinks random Chinese potions and gets older and sexier again. Hold up.
Oh yeah, that happened last season.
Hold on, excuse me. No, hold up. She was a girl, then she became an older woman. So you're telling me she went back to being a girl? And then she came back to being a woman again?
I don't know. I haven't watched.
What?
When I was watching, she went from a girl to an older woman because they wanted to give her sex appeal, which was creepy because she still had the mind.
That was a long time ago. Back in season 3, Gotham decided it was done with early teens version of Ivy. The girl would become Poison Ivy and decided to introduce a mutant who had the powers to age people, turn her into an early 20-something with more sex appeal. It was contrived and a little gross. And then Gotham decided to do it again in season 4 in an even more bizarre way. Ivy, tired of not being taken seriously by the other villains, wandered into a Chinese store, asked where the potions that would make her stronger are, drank a few random bottles, and then turned into an older, sexier 20-something with plant powers. Get the fuck out of here. This is absurd. Who watches this show? How is this show coming back? Okay. Butch turns out to be Solomon Grundy. What? What?
Dumb.
How is Butch Solomon Grundy?
Last time I watched, he was dead. I'm pretty sure.
This is stupid. Penguin saves himself from Jerome by using the power of mime. Oh, hold on, what? After getting thrown into Arkham Asylum again, Oswald's unfortunately found himself the object of Jerome's, basically the Joker, in parentheses, attention. After he fails to drive Oswald insane, Jerome gets bored and decides to murder Penguin with an axe, but runs into a wall, an imaginary wall. Hold up.
I'm not gonna lie, I could see that happening in the comics if someone looked at Joker and pretended to make a wall and he stopped. I can actually see that.
No, that is so stupid.
It's stupid, but I could see the Joker doing that.
This show is so terrible.
I think if the real Joker saw someone try to do that right before they died as a last resort, he would respect them so much he would actually go along with it. I honestly think that's what would happen. I'm not gonna lie, that's fine. I could see that happening.
No, it's not. This is horrific.
I could see Arkham Joker doing that if some poor victim threw up. I could see him, I could absolutely see him. Oh man, you got me.
Oh my God. Number 5, Ra's al Ghul's incomprehensible plan. The leader of the League of Shadows is usually one of the smartest, most devious, more formidable Batman. First of all, why is Ra's al Ghul there? Batman's just a boy. After all, he's hundreds of years old and had plenty of time to form his plans, which usually involve 1, destroying large cities, 2, forcing Batman to be his heir. Gotham's version of Ra's is somewhat less focused. His plan still includes making Bruce Wayne his heir. Why does he want little boy Bruce Wayne to be his heir? What?
See, that sucks because he's one of the few characters they actually should have used because he's been around for hundreds of years. But they could have used him in a different way, and they ruined it.
With Bruce. This is stupid. Although this is weird since Bruce hasn't shown any signs of being qualified to run an ancient order of assassins, but even more bizarrely, Ra's also needs Bruce to kill him with a magic dagger, like right away because he's tired of life. Oh my God, this show. But it gets crazier. Because Ra's also decides to resurrect Barbara, what? And also selects her as his heir. What?
Wait, what happened to when did Barbara get introduced?
Barbara Keene.
Oh,
the crazy girl.
She's crazy.
And when Ra's is in jail for graphically slitting the throat of a child on the show that airs at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central on Major Network in primetime, it's Barbara that he passes some kind of weird glowy energy thing to, which both summons the League of Shadows to Gotham City and proves the assassins that Barbara is the demon head. Come on. Why is this? What is... All right, number 6. Barbara becomes the head of the ancient League of Assassins with whom she does absolutely nothing. Oh no. Batman shows up. We saw this. Gotham has always been a show about the years before Bruce Wayne first puts on the couch Batman, and ending the show seems like it'll never approach, given that Bruce has done none of the studying that would make him the world's greatest detective and only sporadically combat training. Most importantly, during the first 4 years of the show has been on, Bruce Wayne has never once seen a single bat. Not one. That didn't stop Bruce from having a vision of Batman when he was drugged by one of the newest poison ivy hallucinatory death flowers. Watching Bruce get tormented by his future self was actually incredibly satisfying. Although it's incredibly bizarre, Bruce would envision Batman, specifically when he had zero encounters with or even thought about bats. Hold up. You're trying to tell me he had a hallucinogen trip and fucking hallucinated about future Batman? What? What? What is wrong with this show? Number 8, the pig head wearing serial killer gets a musical number. I don't even know. Yeah,
all right, whatever.
The guy, number 9, the guy who was basically the Joker has a twin brother who is
I read about this.
Oh my god!
Apparently, like the people. I saw Jerome. I don't know his actor name, what his real name is, but I saw the character Jerome, and he was pretty good. He could have been passed as the real Joker, and then apparently people were mad because at the very last second, they made the real Joker Jerome's twin brother after building up Jerome for like 4 seasons, and it's like that kind of sucks. Because they've been building. He even did like Jerome even did like the cut your face off storyline and like the New 52 storyline where Joker cuts his face off and everything.
This season he even got the character's trademark gas that makes people laugh until they die. Then Gordon shot and killed Jerome, his second death. But it turns out he had a good twin brother named Jeremiah, who Jerome poisoned with a special version of the Joker gas that turned Jeremiah insane. Gave him the Joker's too wide smile and his bleach white skin, but didn't kill him. Now Jeremiah is terrorizing Gotham in his brother's place while dressing exactly like Jack Nicholson's Joker. Mike, this show is horrible.
It's
How
terrible.
is this good?
It's so bad.
In number 10, Gotham basically introduces the bat signal before Bruce Wayne has ever even seen a bat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, this show is horrible. Oh. Oh, come on.
Gotham is so bad. And now they're giving an Alfred a show. You'll probably see like Thomas Wayne be Batman in it too. I guarantee they'll do something like that.
Okay. And much better Bat news. Batwoman to make her live action debut on the CW. Did you see that, Mike?
I did, in the next crossover.
Yes.
So we're getting close. I'm telling you, before these shows end, we're going to see Batman in the CW. It's going to happen.
The next crossover will take place in Gotham City, or will at least introduce Gotham City.
Batman is coming. Oh, I'm getting pumped now. This is it. This is probably the season I've been waiting for. One of these shows is going to introduce Batman.
Batwoman is going to be our Batman, similar to how Supergirl is our Superman.
But they show Superman. I just want to see him once. I just need to know he's there. I just need to know he's around.
Well, we know he's there because Oliver said something about Bruce Wayne earlier.
Yeah, but no one's ever said anything about Batman. The greatest superhero of all time.
I guess, if you say so.
Dude, Batman would walk up in there and thrash everybody. Arrow, Flash, all done. That's it.
In other CW news, Arrow's David Ramsey says Diggle's doppelganger would have a green power ring.
Oh.
During the panel at Heroes and Villains Fan Fest in Nashville this past weekend, Ramsey said that he thinks his doppelganger would have a very specific accessory. Well, mine would have a power ring. Mine would have a green power ring. Well, there are 7 possible answers.
Maybe they're building the Justice League, or like a version of it.
I think he's just talking shit. Because everybody wanted him to be John Diggle Stewart.
That's what I wanted him to be.
Or John Stewart Diggle.
I was such a fan of that.
And I don't think they're going to introduce that in season 7 of Arrow. Although that'd be interesting, but I don't think so.
They need to do something with Diggle's character because he's been boring.
But it does make sense that his doppelganger would have a green arrow. I mean, he would be a Green Lantern. That kind of makes sense.
He needs to be John Stewart.
Oh, here we go. Arrow season 7 will debut the most important Green Arrow character of all time. His goatee.
Oh.
Stephen Amell says he's going to grow the goatee out to be like the comic book version of the Green Arrow.
Is he going to wear that dumb hat? Because I hate that hat.
No, he hasn't worn that hat in like a long time. Like a long time. Well before you were born. Well before I was born. He hasn't worn that hat in a long time. Yeah, you excited about getting more comic? That's what this whole season was leading towards, a more comic book a more comic book accurate version of Oliver. Like, yeah,
I can see that, and I think they're building something big. I think they're fine. I have a feeling that they would recycle all their veteran shows and put them in a Justice League show, like Oliver and Flash.
Where's the thing? When Stephen Amell originally signed on, he signed on for a 7-year contract. So Arrow was originally supposed to be 7 years. So next season is season 7. Then they could always keep going. So like Smallville was supposed to be 7 seasons, and then they end up going 10. So they could keep going with Arrow, but next season was supposed to be the last season of Arrow, or at least the last season Stephen Amell was signed on to. So we'll see. And by the way, the finale of Arrow, I enjoyed it, but I was kind of pissed at Oliver. Apologize to everybody because he was right the whole time. This whole season was basically about Oliver being right and everybody around him being wrong. Everyone around him. And so I hope they do something interesting next season with that because that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But I did enjoy the episode. And more Arrow news. Arrow cast on how Felicity having a baby would change the show. So they started asking the Arrowcast, and they talked about Felicity might end up pregnant. I don't think we need that because they already got William.
Yeah, that'd be kind of dumb.
But I'd watch it because, pregnancy angles are good. So that'd be very interesting to see Felicity's character grow and get a little bit more depth to her. So, I mean, she's already decent, but that'd be good. I saved this from last week, Mike, but did you hear about these fucking Richard Meyer and these assholes, John Malin and Ethan Van Sciver?
No.
Ethan Van Sciver he draws comics. He does Green Lantern and House Lord in the Green Lantern Corps. Basically, these are a bunch of white male dudes who have been complaining that their comic books are becoming social justice warriors, and they're mad that they're changing people's characters to women or changing people's races or introducing more diverse characters. So they went to Kickstarter, and they raised $250,000 from, I guess, a bunch of angry males who are mad at diversity in comics, and they're going to start their own comic book. But guess what happened? Mark Waid went to the Antarctica Press, who was going to publish their book, and basically convinced them not. Mark Waid, Dan Slott, and Brian Michael Bendis basically were on Twitter saying stuff and basically convinced them to not do that shit. So they still got some pull because they're like, these people are fucked up and they're just pissed off.
Wait, they draw Simon and what's her name? Green Lantern? And he's
Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, Ethan Van Sciver.
Oh, he does Hal Jordan. I thought he was doing the new ones, Simon Baz and.
No, he was doing Hal.
So I was gonna say that's pretty social justice. I mean, they made one of them a woman.
So I mean, she's a new character, so yeah, it's fine. But these people are pissed. So
No, but originally I thought that he was the art. He was on that book.
No.
Which confused me.
And then they showed a preview of their first book, and guess what they had? They had a black woman, and they were like, here's the thing. They were like, we're going to show a black woman to show that we're not bigots like you say we are. Guess what this black woman was doing, Mike?
What was she doing?
This black woman was in a room with a bunch of men who were fully dressed, and they looked like the Avengers, honestly. It was like fake Captain America, fake Hawkeye. And she has ridiculously enormous tits. She literally has a scrap across her nipple and a scrap across her pussy and a spear in her hand. That's the first thing they released from their comic books. And she's standing in this room with all these white men looking at her. And they're fully dressed and she's dressed like that. Yeah. So, I guess being a bigot pays. But here's the thing. This happens all the time with a bunch of different stuff where people are fucked up and then they go get a crowd Kickstarter shit and they get a bunch of money. You know, like the bakeries that discriminate against the gay people and then they go on Kickstarter and people give them a bunch of money. But then guess what happens? People just say, oh, I gave you money, fuck it. And then they never give any money again. So hopefully they never get their comic book shit off the presses or nobody buys it because
no one's going to buy that.
It's just fucking trash. And the guy writes for DC Comics and he's actually a good artist, but all he had to do was shut the fuck up. And now he talks and says all this shit. Now nobody wants to buy his shit. So DC had to drop his ass. So they dropped him.
Who's going to draw now?
So speaking of that, DC Comics introduces new ultraviolet infrared lanterns. Did you hear this?
I did not.
Scott
I don't
Snyder.
really keep up with lanterns.
Scott Snyder is now going to be writing Justice League.
I saw that.
And it will deal with various expansions of the DC Universe mythology, including the biggest change to the Green Lantern mythos since Jeff Johns introduced the concept of the emotional spectrum to explain away yellow, red, blue, and other lantern cores. As Snyder told us earlier, the series will introduce ultraviolet lanterns, infrared lanterns, and other new colors based on the invisible spectrum of light. The first arc really focuses on Jon Stewart and Barry as well, Snyder teased, with the discovery that once the source wall is broken, all these new clues about why and all these new clues about the nature of our multiverse and what made it begin to appear. And one of those things is a portal or a permeable membrane to a whole new area of the emotional spectrum that we haven't visited before. The invisible tangents of the emotional spectrum, the ultraviolence and the infrareds and all that stuff that contains some of the worst and most sublimated hidden emotions that we don't like to admit are there. Barry Allen discovers there's still force within the Speed Force and more like that. So I'm interested in that because that's kind of a meta thing. It's basically saying like there's feelings that are inside you that you are part of you that make you make decisions that you don't really express outwardly. And I guess they're trying to manifest that into like the Green Lantern thing because you know how all their rings are related to some type of emotion, fear, will, rage, hope, this Blue Lantern, compassion, avarice, and I forget the other one. But yeah, so what do you think about that? Are you excited about Scott Snyder writing Justice League? Because we loved his Batman.
Yeah, I would read that. I haven't read Justice League in a while because I got boring with their like over the top, like the Justice League always had over the top like too large for life stories. I felt like so this will be an interesting take because he did really good with Batman. I feel like I know a lot of people didn't like New 52, but I enjoyed Scott Snyder's
everybody
run.
loved that Batman.
Yeah. Well, it's Batman.
Well, mainly because they didn't really change much in New 52. Like other characters got changed. He didn't really get changed that much. He just did some subtle things.
They changed Detective Comics, but even that was good.
Yeah, that was good. Also in DC Comic news, DC Comic fans are pissed at the new price hikes.
I saw that. That is annoying.
So they're raising the price.
So if I go pick up like 20 books, that's another $20.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that was bound to happen, though. They weren't going to stay at $2.99 that long. So, I get why people are upset, not knocking that, but I get it. I also get from their perspective why they did it. Black Lightning in Hong Kong Phooey will be getting a crossover. I can't wait for that. Mike, you're too young to know anything about Hong Kong Phooey.
I don't know who that is.
But it's a cartoon of like this dog that did karate, but he always fucked up and he wasn't really good at karate, but he always accidentally saved the day.
He's a dog?
He's like a dog, but he wears like a gi.
And he's teaming up with the super serious Black Lightning?
He's teaming up with Black Lightning. So Hong Kong Phooey is like it's like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, like the Flintstones and all that stuff. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be fucking awesome. In Marvel comic book news, Marvel celebrates the return of the Fantastic Four. Yes.
Wait, what did you say? You cut out for a sec.
Marvel celebrates the return of the Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah, because they got Fox.
No. The Fantastic Four to the comics.
I know. They cut them from the comics because they wanted the rights back.
No, they didn't. They haven't had the Fantastic Four rights ever. And they were in the comic books throughout the whole 2000s and the 2010, 11, 12. It's just been since Secret Wars that they've been gone. Which you still haven't read, which you need to read because it's fucking awesome. But yeah, so you can check out the full list of covers, and below you can see them up. These covers will hit the stores in August. So we have Captain America, who's going to be written by my guy Ta-Nehisi Coates. We got a new Doctor Strange book. We have Fantastic Four #1. We got The Hunt for Wolverine because Logan's back. We got the new Punisher book coming out. The Life of Captain Marvel, Tony Stark, Iron Man, because he's back. So a lot of people are back. A lot of people getting new things for them. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Miles Morales since Bendis is writing. Bendis is the only person that's ever written Miles since he was first introduced in Ultimate Spider-Man. So I'm kind of antsy about what they're going to do with Miles with Bendis being gone. But Jason Aaron's going to be writing Avengers, which is lit. Because if you've been reading The Mighty Thor, fucking Jason Aaron can write his ass off. So I'm excited for that. Mike doesn't read Marvel because he's a hater.
No, I like Marvel.
He's a hater. Let's see. Did you know that if you had all the free comic book day books, somebody sold the whole lot on eBay for $234.
That's a lot of. You got to go to a lot of different stores to get those.
Yeah, you paid nothing for any of them.
No, I know. That's good for him.
That's $234. That's a good come up.
I know.
Oh, God, I forgot I saved this story. Zack Snyder confirms Flash used the cosmic treadmill on VVS.
So?
Why is he still talking? Who wants to hear from Zack Snyder? Why? How does the Flash have to... I'm not going down this road. I'm not going to go down the DCEU road. But apparently, the Flash ran on the cosmic treadmill, and that dream sequence first of all, I could have swore Bruce was dreaming when the Flash came back in time. So you telling me the Flash can now cut into dreams, or you telling me that Bruce wasn't dreaming? Which one is it? This is stupid. This is stupid.
I feel like he's just like trying to get people excited for things that people are just like, all right, I don't care anymore.
It just makes it worse. This is stupid. Comicbook.com ranks the 10 most hilarious superheroes. What do you think about this list, Mike? Number 10, Hellboy. You've never seen Hellboy.
Yeah, I don't like Hellboy.
Number 9, The Flash.
What? How's he... Wait, funny or ridiculous?
No, funny, like hilarious, like comical.
Oh, okay.
Wally West is kind of funny.
Is it Wally West or Barry?
But I think this is movies. I think they're doing the 10 most hilarious characters in movies. So I think they're talking about Barry from Justice League. He was quirky. Rocket Raccoon, number 8.
Yeah, he could be higher.
Number 7, Drax.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Drax should definitely be higher.
Yeah, definitely be higher.
Number 6, Ant-Man. That's pretty good. He's funny as shit.
I think Drax is funnier.
Number 5, Star-Lord.
Drax is funnier than Star-Lord, too. So is Ant-Man.
Number 4, Thor. Fucking Thor is those last two. Look, Thor Ragnarok. Thor is funny as shit in Ragnarok and Infinity War. Hysterical.
Yeah. I agree.
Number 3, Iron Man.
He's funny, but not that funny, and not as funny as Thor.
Number 2, Spider-Man. And number 1, Wade Wilson, Deadpool.
I guess you got to give it to Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. Almost done here. Spider-Man responds to top Stan Lee. So Stan Lee said...
I saw that tweet. That was nice. That was very kind.
Stan Lee basically said that he loved Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man. It's exactly what he envisioned well, Steve Ditko helped create Spider-Man, but back in the day when Spider-Man was created. So that was cool. You like Jon Favreau, right?
Yeah, he plays Happy.
Yeah, he directed Iron Man 1 and 2.
Yep.
Well, did you know that he is directing a live-action Star Wars show?
Oh, is that him? Mm-hmm. He did good. I mean, Iron Man 2 could be better, but...
And it will be set in a very intriguing period after Return of the Jedi. So the show is going to take place in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. Very intriguing. Are you going to watch that?
Yeah, I'll probably watch it.
It's live action, too. I think it's going to be on a Disney streaming service. And that's not going to come out until 2019 at some point. But I'm there. I was going to buy that anyway. Aquaman says there's a publicity. Aquaman star says there's a publicity plan for releasing the trailer. Good job. You're gonna actually promote the movie. I'm proud of you. Epic Games will provide $100 million for Fortnite competition prize pools.
That's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I should brush up on my Fortnite.
You gonna try to be a competitive Fortnite player? Get some of that money?
Never be. I've only won one Fortnite game in the entire time I've had it.
The money may not be much of an issue. With analytics from Sensor Towers estimates that it's making more than $1 million a day on Fortnite. Epic is making more than $1 million a day from Fortnite. On mobile alone, Mike. On mobile alone.
Mobile sucks.
Mobile alone. Epic made $126 million in February. $126 million in 1 month from one video game. Bruh.
I wonder where that falls on the charts.
Bruh, what?
You got to get back in that Fortnite, Brandon.
God, they are bringing in so much money. And then the last story today, because I have to do this to Mike because I need to fix him. Microsoft buys an AI company to improve Cortana's conversational skills.
Awesome.
Conversational skills.
That's awesome.
Why are you having a conversation with artificial intelligence if you don't plan on making them humanoids?
Good. Make them humanoid.
No, not good.
Yes, I'll buy one immediately.
No, you won't. And this is bad. This is good if you're Google Assistant. You're just using this to make phone calls. This is bad for anything else. Bad.
You'll see.
No, I won't see. Mike, anything you got?
Only that Josh Brolin apparently got so jacked for Thanos and for Cable that he just was like, I wish I would have rather taken steroids and eaten ice cream and sat on the couch. I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm. He was jacked. Wait till you see Deadpool. He's fucking ripped. So coming up, just for a few housekeeping, we'll be back with another episode next week. But also, Solo comes out next week, so we'll be doing our Solo recap. I wanted us to read the first 3 volumes of Star Wars, to do that as a book of the month this month for the Star Wars Marvel comic. We may still do that, but we may not, so we'll let you know if that comes out. Next month, no, not next month. You know what? You know what I found out, Mike? Ant-Man and the Wasp doesn't come out until July. I thought it was June.
No, it's July.
So next month, we have an opening to do a history of character. So
let's do Star Wars.
No, a character. Next month, June. So Solo comes out this month. We already did our character. We did Cable, remember?
Yeah.
So, Mike, what would you like to do next month? Who would you like to read their comic book history and tell the people about? Because in July, we're going to do the Wasp. So, and we may do it's obviously going to include some Ant-Man and some Goliath, but we're going to do the Wasp, focusing mostly on her. So, what do you want to do next month?
Constantine.
All right. So, sometime next month, probably in the second or third week, we will have a History of Constantine episode to tell you about him. He is going to be a series regular on Legends of Tomorrow next season. So that'll be cool, and we'll talk more about him. Anything else, Mike?
That's it for me.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Once again, you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast app. Just search Why So Serious Podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. Helps us out a lot. Share our podcast, like our page on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. And give us some feedback. It really helps us out a lot. Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you later.